Let's talk about something that quietly decides who wins in business, in careers, in life. And it's not intelligence, it's not hard work, it is communication. The world rewards strong ideas when they are easy to understand. If people can't follow you, they can't trust you, they can't value you, and that's the gap I want to close for you today. But first, quick note before we dive in. If you want help building real grounded confidence in how you communicate, my community is linked down below. Join if you want reps, feedback, accountability, and real progress. You can be the most competent person in the room and still get passed over if your message doesn't land. The person who explains clearly, who sounds steady when it matters, is the person people will trust with the next opportunity. I've seen this play out in every environment. The person who speaks with clarity, who sounds confident when they explain their work, gets the promotion. The person who stays quiet or rambles gets overlooked, not because they are less capable, but because communication is how value travels. The world doesn't run on who's best, it runs on who is understood the fastest. Now let's be real. Most people don't think of communication as a money skill. We think of it as a soft skill, something nice to have like teamwork or empathy. That's not soft, that is strategy. The people who get ahead aren't just doing more work, they are communicating that work better. And that's the shift I want to give you today. Because once you understand that communication is money, it changes everything. You stop seeing it as a personality trait and start treating it like the skill that controls your career trajectory. Now, here's what that really means. Every opportunity you will ever get comes through other people. A hiring manager, a client, an investor, a colleague who recommends you. And those people cannot read your mind. They only know what you can express. So when your ideas are stuck in your head, or you overthink every sentence, or you explain something in 10 sentences that should have only taken one, your opportunities slow down. Because people don't just buy products, they buy clarity, they buy trust, they buy certainty, and your communication is what delivers that. When I finally started to understand this, it completely changed how I worked. I used to think my job was to be the most competent person in the room, to do the best work quietly, hoping someone would notice, but no one ever did, because no one knew what was actually happening inside my own head. What changed everything was realizing that communication is the packaging for competence. It is not about showing off, it is about showing clearly. Now, when people understand what you do, when they feel your confidence, when your words are structured in a way that's easy to follow, they trust you. And trust equals opportunity. That's the formula. Competence and communication equals opportunity. And if either one is missing, your results stall. Now let's break this down into something more practical. How do you actually start using communication as leverage, especially at work? Here's the first thing. Stop hiding behind complexity. A lot of smart people overcomplicate everything they say, not because they want to, but because they are afraid of sounding simple, dumb. They think using big words make them sound intelligent, but in reality, complexity kills clarity. The most effective communicators, the leaders, the executives, the people who just seem to get it, they do not talk to impress, they talk to transfer understanding. So the next time you explain what you do, ask yourself, would a 12-year-old understand this? If not, you're not clear enough. Clarity is not dumbing things down, it is leveling things up, because when people understand you easily, they trust you faster. The second thing is use value forward language. Now, you don't get paid for your tasks, you get paid for your impact. Most people describe what they do by listing tasks. They say things like, I manage projects, I handle a team, I'm in charge of outreach, but that's surface level. That's input. When you describe your work, always frame it around output. Instead of I manage projects, say I make sure projects finish on time and on budget. Instead of I handle outreach, say I help us bring in new clients and build stronger relationships. It is a very small shift, but it completely changes how people perceive your value. Because people don't hear your title, they hear your outcome. The third one is practice what I call low stakes reps. This is where growth literally happens. Confidence doesn't come from studying communication, it comes from using it in slightly uncomfortable situations. Now, the meetings that make your heart race, the call you have been avoiding, the chance to present your idea, that is where your leverage builds. Every time you speak up in a moment that matters, your confidence compounds. You're not just practicing speaking, you're actually practicing being seen. And when you get comfortable with being seen, you get trusted faster. And that's when opportunities start to find you. Now, here's the deeper truth most people do not realize. Money follows trust, and trust follows clarity. And that is the chain. It's not luck, it is communication. You can trace every single promotion, every partnership, every sale back to one thing. Someone believed that person could deliver. And they believed it because that person communicated it clearly. So when people say communication is the number one skill in the world, it is not a cliche, it is economics. And if you've ever felt stuck, like you're being overlooked, undervalued, or just unheard, it's probably not because you lack talent. It is just because your talent is trapped behind unclear communication. And that is not your fault. Most of us have never been taught how to actually express our ideas with clarity and calm. We just mimic what we hear, overthink every sentence, and hope people get us. But they won't. Not until you decide to make communication your advantage. Because once you do, you stop waiting for opportunities to find you. You start creating them. And if this message resonates with you, if you're tired of being the one who works hard but gets overlooked, then you're exactly who I built my communication community for. It is for people who want to build real, grounded confidence, the kind that actually feels like you and lasts for a long time. You can join it through the link down below. So here's what I'll leave you with. You don't get paid for what you do. You get paid for what you communicate. Every race, every deal, every new opportunity starts with a conversation. And how you handle that conversation determines what happens next. Communication is not decoration, it is actual leverage. And once you start using it that way, everything changes. If this helped, hit subscribe. I post new videos like this every single week on mastering communication, the number one high income skill. See you in the next video. Bye bye.